Before you apply for that nursing bridging program in Canada as an international student, you need to watch this video to the end. My name is Choma Eze. I am a registered nurse. I started my nursing journey from Nigeria as a registered nurse, transitioned to Canada as an international student in 2023. After that, I became a permanent resident and I'm currently a registered nurse in Canada. I've been getting lots of questions, nurses sending me messages about coming to Canada through the nursing bridging program. So I just want you to pay attention and listen to the things I have to say in this video to the end before you make that decision. Because the way things are now in Canada, you really need to be mindful of the kind of programs you choose because this will really go a long way to determine your chances for permanent residency. Just before I start, I want to say that from the questions and comments that I've seen about this bridging program, I think a lot of people do not understand what the bridging program is. Many people do not understand what it is, and that is even the more reason why I am making this video. So, the first thing I want you to take note of, ask yourself these questions. Do you understand what a bridging program is? Then, your answer to this question, you also have to ask yourself, how do you think this program will help your immigration journey and your licensure journey? I'm putting immigration first because, as far as I am concerned, in 2026, nursing licensure processes in Canada, it's no longer as hectic as it used to be. So the first thing that should be your concern should be your immigration. Not to say that licensure is not part, but I said it is no longer as difficult as it used to be. So now there are easy pathways, very easy pathways to becoming a licensed nurse, getting your ATT, and being eligible to take the NCLEX exam. So that's why my main focus is your immigration before licensure. Then the next thing I want to talk about is you really need to ask yourself what is the duration of this program, the program you want to go for, and also find out if this program is eligible for postgraduate work permits. If it is eligible, you also need to find out how long. So, from what I have seen, and most people do not even know this bridging program is a certificate program. For some schools across Canada, they do this bridging program for only 5 months. There are other schools who do this program for 10 months. Before you apply, plan on using this bridging program to come to Canada as an international student, you need to figure out the duration of the program you want to come for. Also, ask yourself and ask. You can also reach out to the particular school you want to attend and ask them if the program is eligible for postgraduate work permits. So for those that want to go to schools who offer this program for 5 months, you may not likely get for 5 months. I don't know what your chances will be for postgraduate work permits. You actually do not want to risk that. So for those who want to go to the school who want to go to schools where this program is offered for 10 months, you also have to know that a 10 months program gives you 10 months eligibility for your postgraduate work permit. Okay, so you now have to ask yourself, what can you do with 10 months postgraduate work permit? Is this 10 months work permit enough for you to find your way, navigate through, write your class, find a job, and to also get an ITA through to getting your permanent residency application approved? So these are just core questions you have to answer for yourself. I really think that 10 months it's not enough time. 10 months it's not enough time to complete this program, the NCLEX, and at the same time be guaranteed for ITA. So I'm saying this because A lot of us really need to figure out how the Canadian Express Entry works for those who are planning to use the Express Entry program. The Express Entry program, draws are not guaranteed, even though healthcare category draws are one of the priority draws now. But mind you, there is no guarantee that healthcare draws will take place every month. There is no guarantee. And we cannot, people can only predict, but nobody knows the actual time, month that any category based draw will take place. So you really need to figure these things out before you make that decision. Now, the next thing I want to say is this: you have to ask yourself, what are the odds of getting a job within the PGW eligibility of this program? Remember, most M3 jobs, especially in nursing in Canada, do not come with full time roles. Yes, most entry roles, entry level jobs, even as an RN, they usually start people on casual basis. Casual basis. So it means you only have. So these are just things you need to figure out. Then I want you to also take the time to ask yourself, because you need to ask yourself this question: are your situations peculiar to the content creators advertising this course? The way people are really making inquiries about this course, it seems as though I don't really it seems as though somebody somewhere is marketing this program. So while I do not have a problem with those marketing this program, I also want you to think it through. Ask yourself if your situations are peculiar to of whoever that is trying to advise you or convince you to come to Canada through a bridging program. Now, don't forget that some of these people who went in for this bridging program, some of them are already residents in Canada. Some of them are already living here in Canada. So probably they are on another visa. Some of them are even spouse to people who are permanent residents. Some of them, some of them are here based on another thing, especially those who are spouses to permanent residents or those who already have their permanent residency. So you will not compare yourself, your journey as an international student who is trying to come to Canada through a nursing bridging program, to somebody who went to a nursing bridging program in Canada as a permanent resident or somebody who is on a work permit. So you really need to ask yourself this question: is my situation peculiar to this person's situation? And the answer should help you make your choices. Yes. Next, I want to talk about is this. I really need you to ask yourself this question: what other immigration pathways can you consider? You listening to me. What other immigration pathways can you consider? Have you considered if you are eligible for the Express Entry program? A lot of nurses, a lot of people do not know that they are eligible for the Express Entry program. Some of you speak and write French fluently. You speak fluently. You write French very well. Do you know that we have something called the French category draws that you can qualify for even in the Express N3? Have you considered some provincial nomination programs? Have you checked to see if you are eligible for these programs? So these are things you will check. So you don't just go about applying for a program because the crowd is applying for that. No, you need to sit down, ask yourself these questions before you make that decision, especially planning to come to do this program as an international student. And finally, I also want to say that for those coming to Canada to do this certificate program, have you considered what other program options? So let's assume that the way out for you is using the study routes. Good. I came through the study route. Fine. Now ask yourself, what other program options are available for me? Ask yourself, for me, ask yourself what other programs can comfortably help you increase your CROS scores other than a certificate program. Now, If you are very conversant with the CRS comprehensive ranking system, I want you to play around it. So ask yourself, if you come for, let's say, a master's program, what other points do you how many points do you stand to get over coming for this certificates program? Now I'm saying this because most majority of the people who are reaching out to me fall into the category I will call new graduates nurses in Canada, in Nigeria. I mean, in Nigeria. So these new graduate nurses are people who just graduated, they are doing their internship. Some of them are already doing their NYSC, but obviously they have less than 2 years of experience, and some just have 1 year just after internship, right? So you really need to ask yourself, because somebody who has less than 3 years of working experience, you don't have the same chance as somebody who has worked in Nigeria for over 5 years. So, as some of us, because this is actually, there's no way practically to increase your scores aside from study for some people. You really have to ask yourself, what are the current cutoff marks? So check the current cutoff marks and check what other programs will likely give you opportunity to gain higher scores, higher CRS scores over a certificate program. So these are the things you need to ask yourself, and you really have to make that decision. Mind you, somebody who comes to Canada for a master's program, you will not get the same points. You will get higher points over somebody who came to do the certificates program. And remember, when you do a master's program in Canada, 2 years master's program, you are eligible for 3 years postgraduate work permit. And with these 3 years, this is actually enough. You have enough time to figure out your class. You have enough time to transition to permanent residency comfortably within 3 years, other than having to go through a lot of this in 10 months. So just take your time to listen to this, think about this, and make your decision, because at the end of the day, for some of us, permanent residency is actually the end goal and not just getting licensed. So I think these points will help you make that decision. And let me know in the comment section if you have any other question. I'll be willing and so happy to also answer, so we are better off informed and not following the crowd to make decisions. Thank you. If you've not subscribed, subscribe, like my page, follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. I share more content around grad school, nursing licensure, and immigration. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.